president with responsibility for finance, who, I have to say, is coveted around the world, and who, when we went into opposition, whose services were sought, nobody on the other side could claim that kind of credit. Nobody on the other side. I want to thank our female director of budget, Ms. Sonia Roop-North. Many countries crave a female director of budget, and I want to especially mention Mr. Bernard Lord, whom I know I bothered for too many minutes on days that he should not have been working and at hours he should not have been answering. But I wanted to get it right for the Ministry of Local Government and every other staff in every other ministry, particularly in the Ministry of Local Government, who put this budget together so that we could take Guyana forward by putting people first. Mr. Speaker, I listened to the honorable member just now, and it was an amazing lecture in democracy. And I met this honorable member before. I met him on the 4th of March 2020, and I have a soft spot. I'm an Army wife, soft spot for some Army people, and I actually believed his plea when he said we were making a mountain out of a molehill. I didn't realize that we were in the midst of an election rig that the honorable member was very familiar with. And I thought he would be shadowing not local government. He has great expertise in computers, wiping them and flash drives and assisting people to do that. And the honorable member...
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister, we have the Honorable Chief Whip.
Mr. Speaker, I'm standing up on 41-6. First, the Honorable Minister directed her words to a particular member. She was very clear who she was speaking to, and she was imputing improper motive to that member, Mr. Speaker.
As I was saying, sir.
Honorable Chief Whip, she says he has great expertise. My son has that too. Honorable Minister, you may continue.
Thank you, sir. So to hear from the honorable member his newfound interest in democracy was both interesting and enlightening, and I hope it came from his heart. Mr. Speaker, we keep hearing in this House about oil money and oil being giving us the ability to do what we're doing right now, and the only reason we can do what we're doing for the people of Guyana is because we have oil. And I want to put that into perspective, Mr. Speaker. If we want to build Guyana, if we want to make people's lives better, if we want to put people first, we have to begin with political will. We have to begin with a love for people, and we have to be willing to work hard. When the People's Progressive Party, Civic, came to office in 1992, this was a heavily indebted poor country, HIPIC. One of three at the bottom of the ladder. In 1992, sir, without oil, as a heavily indebted poor country, Dr. Jagan and the People's Progressive Party took a decision that they were going to give every single old age person their pensions, when before you had to be a card-carrying member of the PNC to get it. We didn't have oil. We had the will, and we loved old people. In 2006, Mr. Speaker, we didn't have oil. When we started the uniform voucher, it started at the Ministry of Human Services. And that was because the then President Bar Jack Day, champion of the earth, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, crafter of a budget for the people, and a man who stands in and out of government for the people of this country, was walking around doing what the PPP does best, getting feedback from people. How is it we can serve you better? People said, you know, you're building all these schools, you're doing all these things, but we're finding it a little hard to put our children in uniforms and give them lunch kits. And he said, we're going to introduce the uniform voucher program. 2006, we did not have oil. That's right. What we had was a love for children. We had respect for Article 13, which speaks to us consulting with people and hearing what their needs are, and we introduced it. And when we could in 2014, we made that a universal program for every single child in this country. Will, political will, love for people, and the desire to see your country grow. That is what the PPPC brings. What is the alternative? As soon as the APNUAFC got into office, a program that was introduced by the PPPC to give children $10,000 was collapsed. You said you couldn't afford it. At the time, it was costing this country $1.6 billion to give each child $10,000. You took that away, snatched it from the hands of parents who needed it. But you know what increased? Dietary in the budget. Went up by $1.6 billion. You eat out the people money. You eat out the children money, and you coming here now to tell us about love for children. So my dear friend, the newcomer, Mr. 𝐁𝐔𝐃𝐆𝐄, clearly you and your honorable member, Coretta McDonald, I'm sorry she took a tumble today. Clearly you didn't speak. She is saying it's not enough. You are saying you want to squash it and bring back the 5Bs program. Which is it? What I can interpret, and the honorable member is speaking for the APNU, PNC, and whatever other configuration they have there. What he says is that the 5B program was superior. So what I want the parents of this country to know is that if the PNC ever got their hands on power again, they are taking away your Because We Care cash grant. They're taking it away. And they're going to replace it with dilapidated buses, no breakfast, no books, or anything else that they fail to give. Mr. Speaker, so sir, this political party, the People's Progressive Party, stop the cackling, man. Stop the cackling. The People's Progressive Party has consistently shown, in or out of government, with or without oil, that it is the only party that will look after children, that will look after women, that will look after our Amerindian brothers and sisters, that will look after our farmers, that will look after our businessmen, that will look after our service people, that will look out for teachers, that will build schools and roads and hospitals. It is the People's Progressive Party Civic that has consistently shown that kind of pro-poor, pro-development approach to governance in the country. And so, Mr. Speaker, we come to a point where we ask, what is it, sir, that people want? What is it people want? People in this country have said to us what they want. They want, Mr. Speaker, the people of Guyana had a great opportunity on the 1st of September to speak through their vote. They got a chance to say, study the various plans and manifestos and promises and records, because records matter. Because records matter. They breed trust or mistrust. And on the 1st of September, the people of Guyana spoke resoundingly. And they said they want the People's Progressive Party Civic to govern this country for the next 5 years in partnership with them. But equally and conversely, they said who they did not want. They said who they did not want. They decimated the APNUAFC. They put the PNC in a little corner there. Oh, how I miss the days of Winston Murray and Robert Corbyn and Deborah Baca. This has become a shell of a great party where it appears that you could pay to play. You could now pay to play. And that's not to say all of its members are without value. They have one of the country's best history teachers in its seats. And I hope, sir, I hope that you don't get contaminated by this bunch. Shadow of a shadow. And they spoke to the WIN. And they said to them, we don't want you in government, because they may well have looked at you. And what they saw was a collection of hurt people. A collection of hurt people. No ideology attending to this collection. No, what is your ideology? Oh man, stop. Stop. What is the ideology guiding these people? One was indicted, running from the charges, decided he's going to drag some people with him. 3 at the front were never going to get seats under the Aubrey Norton leadership of the PNC. They disaffected over here. One couldn't get back his job at 𝐁𝐔𝐃𝐆𝐄 because he failed. Ran away over there. One treated very poorly by a technician. Good girl. Dedicated servant. Whose father served the People's Progressive Party. It should never have happened to her. She's there now. But had disaffected somebody else who was hurt. My brother, Dr. Ryan. Hurt. But couldn't come. But couldn't find himself, still couldn't find himself with you, the PNC. That should be your concern. So he looked for another home. But I know that as soon as this disintegrates, which is just months off, you coming back home, and we will welcome you back home, sir. We will welcome you back home. But this is a collection of persons who are disaffected, without direction, without leadership, owned by a person who is soon going to be departing your shores. Soon going to be departing your shores. So, Mr. Speaker, we come to the place where we have to ask, what is it people want from the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development? What do our citizens expect of us? Citizens, I don't think you know anything. That's part of your problem. That's part of your problem. You ain't know nothing. You just floating. 5 parties in 5 years. Something is wrong with that, Missy. Mr. Speaker, we know our citizens want a wholesome, clean, safe community to live in. Our citizens want homes that they can call their own, homes that give them assets, roads that they can walk down safely on because they're street lights, playgrounds, health centers that work, schools that deliver solid education. That's what our citizens want. And we're hearing them, and we're listening to them. And so, how is this ministry now going to position itself in this new Guyana we're building out? This new progressive Guyana. The local government ministry, sir, is a ministry that cuts across every sector, in every community, from regions 1 to 10, from the coastland to the hinterland, in the markets, in the schools, in the health centers, and in Sharma Solomon's home. Sir, local government has to look at itself now in a different light. When the legislation was passed to create the local government ministry and to create local governance, there was an intention clearly by the lawmakers that we would decentralize services. That means everything wouldn't be based in Georgetown, and that we would have a devolution of power. Whether I think it's a good time for the country to examine whether we've done that. I think it's a good time for the country. It's not you have not. The country has not. Your party was in government and you did the same thing. You changed the ministry. It is a good time. The honorable member, this conversation would be above her, sir. It is a good time for the country to try to determine where we should be now. Have we achieved that? And if we have not, what must we do? What must we do not only in administration, but to change out habits? Change out habits to be able to give effect to the legislation that sought to decentralize and evolve. And so, in that sense, sir, we have 70 neighborhood democratic councils, we have 10 municipalities, and we have 10 regional democratic councils. And we must find a space where we can make sure all of these local government bodies are working. That is the mission. The mission is to now build capacity. We have good people there. We have good people in these places. We have elected people in these places, and that's what matters. So how do we make sure every single local government organ works? We're going to have to start with building capacity. We're going to have to start with training massively, not only the people who are serving, but the people who are to be served. And how it is that we're going to make sure these bodies know what they have to do and have the resources to do that. And so, sir, this budget this year is catering to give each neighborhood democratic council $30 million and each municipality $50 million. The NDCs will get a total of $2.1 billion and the municipalities $500 million. And this is where we expect some level of autonomy, where these local government bodies, through consultation with their communities, are going to determine what might be best for their neighborhoods, to be able to develop, to be able to evolve. We have, in addressing that, Mr. Speaker, we have to address what building they're in, what kind of facility they're in. And on that score, Mr. Speaker, we are building 8 new NDC buildings and rehabilitating 5 NDC buildings at a total of $480 million. And what we have done, sir, so that we can avoid the drawing and redrawing, is we have determined what it is we want in each NDC. We know we need a help desk. We know we need a cashier. We know we need a single window. We know we need a place for the clerk. We know we need a place for the rate collection person. And so we're drawing a prototype, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. Because what I found, Mr. Speaker, in visiting the local democratic organs, the NDCs, were that there were Mr. Speaker, the old adage of empty barrels make the most noise. You all sound like you're rolling down the road. Clatang, clatang, clatang. So we are moving forward, Mr. Speaker, so that we could have 70 buildings that can accommodate the kind of service we want to deliver. 70 municipalities this year, sir. We're spending $150 million on building the Rose Hall Municipality, Madja Town Council, New Amsterdam Town Council. You can find nothing good with building back these town councils. Mr. Speaker, so this would be the beginning of relooking at all the great work done by the various ministers that came before me, the various governments that came before me. We have to look at whether we are where we want to be, and if we aren't, how do we get to the next place? That is the examination we should all be engaged in. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of people wanting clean communities, predictable garbage collection, our waste management is going to see new and improved efforts. To this end, we are building, Mr. Speaker, 8 new landfill sites. In Region 2, we are building at Zorgenvliet. In Region 3, we are building one at Laurentia Catarina. In Region 4, we're building at Lusignan. In Region 5, we're building at Blairmont. In Region 6, we're building at Manarabisi. In Region 7 at 10 Miles. Region 9 at Bon Success. Region 10 at Mabura. These landfill sites are going to be modern. You know, I can't hear you, so you're wasting your breath and talking stupidness. These landfill sites, sir, are going to be modern landfill sites that look at a circular way of disposing of solid waste. We were looking at linear ways in the past, where we look at usage and disposal. We're now looking at usage, disposal, reusing. That would mean, Mr. Speaker, that would mean that we have to now introduce things like recycling, not only to the landfill site, but to our children, to our populations, to our homes. We're going to have to dispose of our garbage differently. Plastic in one place, paper in one place, mahi paul in another place. We're going to have to look to dispose of our garbage differently, Mr. Speaker. And we're going to have to teach that. In that regard, Mr. Speaker, we're also buying, and I just wanted to address, because I remember the Honorable Mahi Paul raised the Haggs-Bosch issue. And I would say this: you have an issue, raise it with us. We are your servants too. We are the servants of the people of this country, and we are your servants too. If you have a problem, raise it. We will fix it. But that's the difference with us and you. We can fix it. You cannot. Mr. Speaker, at Haggs-Bosch, we were getting a distinct communities like Eccles, Windsor Estates, Providence, Prospect, were complaining of a distinct foul scent. Those communities will tell you now that they don't get that scent because we spent a large amount of time covering the garbage. What the honorable member is now smelling is the highway, and that is because it is a design issue. The landfill site is 200 feet away from the highway, and what you're smelling is fresh garbage, but it is not reaching residents. The experts in the ministry, the public servants you say you love, are currently examining a solution for it. But what we can guarantee you is that you may get a solution from us, you would not get a solution from you, because we didn't get one from you for the 5 years that you were in office. Mr. Speaker, in addition to that, every single NDC, every single municipality is going to get a garbage truck, the compactor truck that you know picks up garbage. That will be a first for this country. Every single NDC, every single municipality is going to get a garbage compactor truck. At least one. But some will get 2. I never fail, baby. Honorable baby.
This is her 20th budget speech, Honorable Member.
Additionally, sir, we are buying bins, we are buying shredders, we are buying compactors from marketplaces. So there is an effort, Mr. Speaker. There is an effort, and very soon you will see some young people, some of them in the House today, who are going to start an NGO that will take across the country into schools the effort to change out how we deal with solid waste in this country. So it's not a one moment fix. It's not buying a truck. It is changing out attitudes. And that's what we're going to have to do in the schools, in the homes, in the communities. And Mr. Speaker, all the landfill sites will also have significant lights. To those landfill sites, we are also building roads. The construction of roads that will cost about $1.2 billion. So, Mr. Speaker, you could tell that the intention and the desire and the funding is there for us to treat solid waste differently in this country. And I call on all of you in this house, to join me on this campaign. We cannot do it alone. We will do it alone if we have to. But it would be good if you were to join this wholesome, healthy campaign to change out how Guyana deals with its solid waste. We are willing to work with you. We are willing to work with you. Well, not the one who is sanctioned. We're willing to work with the rest of you to make sure we can get this up and running. But if you don't want to work with us, it will happen without you, and the nation will know it happened without you. We also recognize, sir, that there are markets all across Guyana. We have about 34 markets, and those markets are a hub of culture, they're a hub of economic activity, they're a hub of socializing, they're a part of us, an integral, inherent part of us. This year, Mr. Speaker, $4.9 billion will be spent on either rehabilitating, rebuilding, or constructing new markets. $2 billion will be dedicated towards beginning the reconstruction or the restoration of the Stabroek market and the Border Green market. The other markets that will be done, Mr. Speaker, are East Rumveld, trust me, test me. The other markets that will be done, Mr. Speaker, are East Rumveld, Old Boys Town, Rose Hall, number 79, New Amsterdam, Madja, Lethem, Mackenzie, Port Kaituma, Soddy, Lenora, Zeeland, Vredenhoop. Those are all new. Zeeland, Vredenhoop, Tushen, new markets. Port Drawing, new market. Monrepo, a vending area, the Diamond Hospital area, a place at the junction of Soesdijk, the Tamerim neighborhood market, Bath Market, Rosignol Market, Palmyra Cultural Market, Port Morant Market, Soesdijk, Better Hope vending area. And so, Mr. Speaker, we want our vendors to operate in a wholesome, organized space where they can earn for themselves and their families. And we want shoppers to have the experience that would be pleasant for them to shop in the market, that would be pleasant and allow for communities to build, because a lot of people meet in the market, talk in the market, and a lot of exchanges happen in the market. And so you're going to see, Mr. Speaker, a decided effort over the next 5 years to make sure our markets are all rehabilitated or reconstructed. We're also looking specifically at green spaces or public spaces where people can exercise, where children can play, where there can be a safe communion of persons in their various neighborhoods. I just walked East Rumveld. East Rumveld is on the list to be fixed. Where my learned friend is from, Keoma Griffith. I just walked North Rumveld, where we saw spaces. I now have a new bucket list item. I don't even know if it's legal, but it's to swim in the blackout. And Mr. Speaker, it's interesting. You go into those communities and you're walking on concreted roads and you're watching beautiful homes and you're watching people coming home from work and you're watching neighborhoods thrive. And we know that we can work with these neighborhoods to make sure they're better than they currently are. And so you're going to see from us in excess of 20 new recreational spaces. The Ministry of Housing is doing 14 more. And so across the country, Mr. Speaker, you are going to see... This fella is so pessimistic. Very pessimistic, big man. Mr. Speaker, we are beautifying public spaces also. The First Lady's office has done some amazing work on public spaces that allow all of us to enjoy it, including the honorable member. We see what the seawall looks like. We see what 63 Beach is going to look like. The Diamond community now has a beautified space done by the First Lady. Mr. Speaker, the member must have missed when I said we're coming to do the Mackenzie Market. He missed that? Or he was bellowing too loudly? This narrative. So I want to address this narrative, what we are currently doing. So let me clarify that. Perhaps I wasn't articulate enough. We are asking NDCs. You're one of the pay-to-play people that dispensed of Annette Ferguson, a hard worker. We don't know you. The people don't know you. They know Annette Ferguson. What are you doing in her seat? No, I know about you. And it's not good things. Mr. Speaker, the narrative I heard from two honorable members of this House. And I think it's a sexy narrative. It probably sells in your community, but it's going to be dismantled. That nothing happens in Region 10. I heard that from the Honorable Sharma Solomon. I heard it from my honorable friend, Dr. Ryan, behind Mr. Harbour. I can't see his last name. I heard it. Region 10, Linden, he said they need trained teachers. Linden has 120% trained teachers. But I am acknowledging here that the riverine communities don't have trained teachers because the teachers do not want to go. Part of the reason is because they don't have housing. So we have to fix that. We have to get housing there so that the teachers can go in. But to say that Region 10 doesn't have trained teachers, do you need a vomit bag? Mr. Speaker, to say that we aren't interested in education, 4 new secondary schools are going up in Region 10, one at the cost of $2.6 billion. One at the cost of 2.6, thank you, sir. One at the cost of $2.6 billion. One at Wairuni, one at Hururu. Mr. Speaker, I want to, because I have 5 minutes. Mr. Speaker, we are going to be spending in this year $11.7 billion on our pathway workers. And I think you would be happy to know that 78% of the pathway workers are women. Employment given to our women. 13,883 of them were employed in 2025. 3,882 men. And on our community enhancement working program, 1,050 women were employed and 1,614 men were employed. And this year, we'll be spending $1.9 million. But I want to turn my attention quickly, Mr. Speaker, to Region 9. Because 2 persons, the gentleman who came before me, gentleman is using the word very loosely. He needs to apologize to this nation for what we know he did. And Mr. Speaker, and the Honorable Mr. Dion LaCruz, whose presentation I enjoyed. It was very spirited, and you could see that he has a heart for service. He's with the wrong people, but he'll get that over soon. He'll be over here shortly. Mr. Speaker, Region 9. Region 9 is one of the most beautiful places in this country. In this country, Region 9 is one of the most beautiful places, sir. And he said nothing was happening in Region 9 and was being neglected and so on. Mr. Speaker, between 2020 to 2024, we spent close to $10 billion on health care in Region 9. $10 billion. Let me read some of those stats, Mr. Speaker. New facilities. Level 1 facilities were built at Coxshibai, Carabaikrou, Quico, and Marymore. You know where Coxshibai is? To get to Coxshibai, you actually have to go almost vertical. If you look over on one side, you can't see the bottom. So if you fall off, look, Mahi Paul's puzzled. He doesn't know where Coxshibai is. David Hines has no clue where that is. It's in Region 9, sir. It's in Region 9. You got to go and visit people. New facilities, level 2, upgraded. Acheweb, Karodanau, Warranau, Mawarranau, Katunareb, and a whole set more. Level 3, Anai, Karasabai, Sand Creek. Total patients seen in the region, Mr. Speaker, 62,000. The Region 9 health story is a success story. Our people used to have to go to Brazil for service. People from Brazil are now coming over to us for service. That is a story we should all be cheering on. Where is your national pride? Where is your national pride? Mr. Speaker, when the PPPC took office, was voted into office in 1992, we had one single secondary school in Region 9 at St. Ignatius. Between 92 and 2015, without a drop of oil, we built 3 more. Right now, we have built or are building 9 secondary schools in Region 9. 949. Napi, which will be called the George Tancredo Napi Secondary School. You talking about culture? Go read up about George Tancredo. Mawarranau, Karodanau, Masara, Tapachinga, Karasabai, Shulinab, Katoka, and Yupakari. Now, is it true that they are taking longer than we want? Of course. We would tell you that. But what happens, sir? We go to public bid. We advertise on a website and we say, hear ye, hear ye. Anybody in the world who is interested in this, in building this thing at a competitive price, put in your bid. And the MPTAB has no choice. They have to give the least expensive, most responsive person. Now, when they are delinquent, we must throw them off the work. We must terminate them, and we are prepared to do that. But what you see in the steel and concrete, albeit delayed, what you see is a desire by the People's Progressive Party Civic to make sure the overcrowding at St. Ignatius stops. That's what you see. How many did the APNU build when they were in office for 5 years? The APNU of AFC failed to start and finish even a single secondary school anywhere in this country. Test me on that. Test me on that. Anywhere in the country. So, Mr. Speaker, what we know we have. Teachers in Massicanari. Look at them. They don't know where Massicanari is. They have no clue. These are clueless. These sleeping. Massicanari is the last village at the bottom of the map. It's also referred to as Guns. We just graduated 7 teachers from the CPC, our only training college in this country. We have, Mr. Speaker, training sites all over Region 9. So much so that we have 98% of our teachers in Region 9 trained or in training. Mr. Speaker, I will say this. In conclusion, to the people of Guyana, you have chosen well. You have chosen well in the PPPC in Dr. Irfan Ali as your president. This is a party that will deliver on our manifesto. Our manifesto. Mr. Speaker, we will deliver on our promises. And it is only our promises we can deliver on, not their promises, because their promises were fanciful and would bankrupt this country. If they want their promises delivered, they'd have to be able to convince the people of Guyana to come here, and they can't do that because they can't win the confidence of the people of Guyana. We promise you, and we commit to you, that we are your servants. We will work hard every day to deliver. And where we falter, we are willing to correct ourselves and serve the people of this country, whether they be Hindu, Muslim, Christian, non-religious, Rasta, whether they be Afro-Guyanese, Indo-Guyanese, Amerindian Guyanese, or any other ethnicity, whether they're Portuguese, whether they're from the coast or the hinterland or the riverine, whether they're male or female or doesn't identify as either. Whatever you are, wherever you are, however you voted, we are your servants, and the PPPC is your government. I thank you, sir.
Thank you, Minister, on that 20th budget presentation also. Honorable members, from QC we also had Zara Locke. Zara. Honorable members, we will return at 6:30 promptly. We now take the suspension.